I have no issue with the LBGT. I have no problem with with nobody. Okay,
Right.
love who you love, do what you do.
Exactly.
I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, and it wasn't but two genders, and that's just how I rocked.
Me
Now,
too.
you could identify as a goldfish if you feel like.
Right.
Now, Neo just went on Vlad TV and made these comments.
What truth? That you are a slave, Neo.
No, not that Neo. Great movie, though. Great movie. But that's not the Neo we're talking about. This Neo.
She made for the boss, only a boss. Anything less, she telling them to get lost.
That's the one. That's Neo, the R&B artist. Now, I'd never heard of him before until this whole fiasco came about, but I've recently become a fan because he went on to continue to say on Vlad TV this.
Oh man,
It's totally different
we need
times.
to get back to them days. I feel like I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is.
Amen.
It's like, okay,
Lost control.
if your little boy comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," and you just let him rock with that,
Right.
he's 5.
Right. And where did he get that
If
from?
you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's gonna do that.
Exactly.
Like when did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves?
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Like I don't understand that. I don't get that.
And to medicate these young kids that are 5, 6, growing up and knowing that it affects their brain, it affects their organs, it makes them sick, but they're not allowed to do drugs, they're not allowed to do alcohol.
Right.
We can medicate
He
them
can't
up.
drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex.
Right, right. What sexual orientation, and he can cut up his pee-pee, and that, to me, that makes no sense
And
whatsoever.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that they either passed or are trying to pass a law in LA that states if your child comes to you and asks to do some of these things and you say no, they can take your kid from you.
Yeah, that's true. Just passed in California.
That makes no sense.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, I tell you what. Yes. And he's absolutely correct. I mean, you know, when I heard him say this, I started thinking about a conversation I had with my oldest son. At the time, he was 16 years old, and he had been being approached by recruiters at high school, recruiters into the National Guard. And he had gotten it into his head that this is something he wants to do. This is absolutely something he wants to do. But he was only 16 at the time. So he came to me and his mother and he asked, you know, will you go ahead and sign me up for this because I'm not 18 yet and I can't legally do it. I need you to do it. And I told him, I looked at him and I told him no. I said, son, you're 16. What you want to do in life is going to change a million times before you finally figure out what you want to do. And I'm not going to sign on the dotted line and get you into something that you've changed your mind about and you can't get out of it now. You've already gone through the oath of enlistment and everything, and you're under a binding contract with the government. And I signed my name on the dotted line saying that you could do this. I said no. And Neo has a perfect point here that you tell the child, no, when you're an adult, you can do what you want to do, but I'm not going to make a life-altering decision for you that you may regret further on down the line. No. So it was like the next day or a couple of days later that Neo posted an apology online. So it looks like it was August 6th that Neo posted, after much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity. I've always been an advocate for love and inclusivity in the LGBTQ plus community, so I understand how my comments could have been interpreted as insensitive and offensive. Gender identity is nuanced, and I can honestly admit that I plan to better educate myself on the topic so that I can approach future conversations with more empathy. And at the end of the day, I lead with love and support, and I support everyone's freedom of expression and pursuit of happiness. Now, was this really Neo, or was this his publicist? And why do I say that? Well, because Neo, very quickly after that, posted a video insinuating that it was his publicist and not him. Check it out.
What's going on, loved ones? This is Neo. All right, listen.
I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls, okay? That's my reality. Now, if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention. My intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question, okay? I have no beef with the LGBTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't care. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's going to tell me that's going to make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period, point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more, all right? And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler, all right? I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because as I said, they're not important, they're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine, all right? Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's Neo. Peace and love.
Spoken like a true man. Thank you, Neo, for standing up and being in a spot to where you can get canceled. And he said, you know what? If you want to cancel me over this, well, maybe this is a world that doesn't need a Neo anymore. And then he said, I'm a hustler. I'll be all right. And man, you gotta love that smile at the end. I love it. But it's so refreshing to finally see somebody in the spotlight, to finally see somebody of notoriety and fame to stand behind the words they say and not cave to the woke mob when they say something that is just common sense to the average person. And to see somebody stand up and go, I'm not apologizing for this. You know, think like you want. This is my opinion and I'm speaking it. You have yours, I have mine. And he just came out and flat out said, this is how I feel. And I give kudos to Neo. I never heard a lick of his music, don't know any of his lyrics whatsoever to any of the songs he's ever written, but he's made a new fan out of me today, strictly on the content of his character and having the bravery to stand up against a woke culture in today's day and age. I commend it. Anyways, Joe Shrew here. Do all the cool things. Subscribe, hit the bell, like, and share. And anyways, remember, whether you eat or drink, do it all to the glory of God. See you guys soon.